The thoughts, views, and opinions expressed by the hosts are for entertainment purposes only and do not necessarily reflect those of RJV Media Lab, Inc., its affiliates, or sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
Them boys, they cutting up.
Ladies and gentlemen,
boys and girls, children
of all ages.
All ages.
Hello.
How you doing?
How you doing?
What's happening?
And welcome to another episode of Kuttin Up.
With your boy
D in the place to be.
And Elroy Jetson ready for blast this out.
And on the ones and twos, we got that by C Murder. And like we always say, like, share, comment, subscribe, and cut your notifications on so you'll know when we about to cut up. So how you doing over there, my brother?
Man, I'm doing great. I feel rejuvenated today, man. Laid around, didn't do nothing but watch ESPN and NFL Network, you know what I'm saying? But that's it. Just chill, man. Laid up. Trying to refresh, restart, get my mind together. To start it off 3 in the morning.
And nothing wrong with that, my brother. I said,
how about
chill.
you?
Just chill myself, man. Play the game a little bit.
Yeah.
That's about, got everything ready. Everybody just chill, man.
Yeah.
That's about it, man.
That's right.
So we'll get right into it, man. I'm going to say one thing before we get into it. On behalf of myself, Mr. Bruce Pearl, I'd like to thank you for your service, sir.
Yeah.
11 years.
I still don't. I ain't with that.
2 Final Fours, 1 SEC tournament championship, 3 season SEC championships, my brother. Thank you.
I know and understand that he's moving on to his dream and bigger and better things. But I just would have, not even being an Auburn fan, but just being a Bruce Pearl fan and respecting the style of play that he brings to basketball. I just wanted to see him get him one before he left. That's all. Yeah,
I wish it would have been that way, man. I think last year, should have been the one. I just think we didn't show up. You know what I mean? Saying, crying over spilled milk. We did. Number one overall seed over tournament as well. So it is what it is. So
yeah,
hey, thank you, Bruce Pearl.
That's right.
But we'll get right into it, man. And I'm gonna get right into my gripe. And my gripe is that number 22 Auburn also loses a heartbreaker. And I call a heartbreaker to Oklahoma behind some very bad officiating in Norman on Saturday.
Yeah.
Well, Jackson Arnold was 21 of 32, passing for 220 yards and a touchdown. Cam Coleman continued his playmaking ways. He had 3 catches for 88 yards and a touchdown. Did Auburn lose or did Oklahoma win the game? And how much did the refs play a part of the outcome of the game?
Me personally, I think Auburn lost because that's just my opinion now. I believe that if Auburn would have came in there and didn't make half the mistakes that they made when it came to penalties, self-inflicted penalties early in the first half, and one thing that I do have to say now, to be completely 100, if you do take away the one missed call with the swapping of the players and Oklahoma being able to score off that, if you take that 7 away, it's still a tie game. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it could go both ways when it comes to officiating and actual all.
You have to take 9 away because they got a safety after that, so you don't take away 7.
I didn't.
Yeah,
my bad.
So yeah,
that's what I was telling you earlier. I didn't.
So let me give you a little bit more on that right there from who watched the whole game. So one call is actually 4 calls.
Okay.
2 calls were pass interference calls. Now, on one of them, which was on like a halfback pass, was a wide receiver jet screen pass. Basically, the cornerback tackled him before he got it. Blatant obvious call, you know what I mean? So you missed that call. Now, we did score on that drive, so as well. Call still should have been made. Other pass interference, still blatant call against Cam Coleman in the end zone would have also resulted in a touchdown. Still wasn't called. But the call with the cheating portion, that's the reason why the SEC had to come out and make a statement in reference to it. I don't know if you saw that.
The swapping of the players.
Right. They never swapped. Yeah. Nobody ever swapped. What he did was he did what they call it's a hideout play, where you act like you're coming to the sideline, and even the head coach, the offensive coordinator said they practice that, and that's practicing deceiving plays. That's why I lost character for everything that's at Oklahoma because you're teaching because it's a blatant rule. It's cheating. Yeah. So that call and the second call, which they took a touchdown off of the board for Auburn, was the catch that they did not call a catch that ended up would have been a fumble, scoop and score. Which in the first quarter, a guy from Oklahoma caught the ball going over the middle, made 3 steps, fumbled the ball, we scooped it and scored. They called it, they said it was an incomplete pass. Later on in the game, another play happened the same way, going out of bounds. Guy caught the ball, 2 steps, but he fumbled the ball out of the bounds. But you call that a catch.
Yeah.
So it was like if you call it both ways consistently, this game not even close.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I saw a game where I felt like Auburn didn't do, and I definitely agree with you in reference to the penalties. We did have a lot of self-inflicted penalties, especially with the offensive line. Still got to get some things done with the offensive line. We've actually been struggling up there.
The reason why I was saying that is because with those penalties, a lot of those penalties that they did to themselves were penalties where they were in the red zone and it made them move, bag out. You know what I'm saying? But in the portion of the game that I saw, you feel me?
So, I'm still gonna run the game, and I'm gonna say Auburn did enough to win that game. The referees, regardless of the point, okay, you can't change it. Yeah. But I just say, what are we teaching at Oklahoma if we're teaching deceptive plays to win? Because when I'm coaching and when I did coach, I want my best. I want you to be at your best. We line it up, you win, we meet at the 50, I shake your hand and say, hey, bro, I'll come back at you next time.
Yeah, but it's kind of hard to do that when you done cheated me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm like, if you cheated me, I ain't got nothing to say to you, bro. I'm going to let you go ahead and get business and go and fall to the side, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, so, wop.
Give me the new top 25, G.
So, new top 25, which I don't understand, and I got my biggest gripe, and I hope that you probably had the same gripe as me. It reads as such, Ohio State, number 1.
Penn State, 2.
Miami, number 2.
Oh.
Penn State, 3. LSU, 4. Georgia sticks at 5. Oregon sticks 6. Even though I feel like this is retarded, when you saw that they actually lost the game but pushed them up, Oklahoma jumps to 7. Florida State's at 8. Texas A&M moves up to 9 from 10. Texas now is at 10. Indiana's 11. Texas Tech 12. Ole Miss 13. Iowa State 14. Tennessee 15. Georgia Tech 16. Alabama 17. Vandy moves up to 18. Michigan 19. Missouri moves, I think they moved up to 20. USC 21. Notre Dame 22, which why are they still ranked with 1 win and 2 losses? Illinois 23, TCU 24, BYU rounds us up at 25.
What number, y'all?
Not ranked.
Oh, that bullshit.
How do we go from losing to a team that you just put up to 7, but you got a 1-2 game, 1-2 team, which is Notre Dame, but you got them sitting up in the top 25.
And you got robbed.
And you know I got robbed. So that's why I said some of it, I feel like some of it was kind of like you pushing John Mateer. Maybe you got, I don't know, maybe John Mateer is your best bud or something. I don't know, but he didn't look he didn't look as advertised to me. It was what it was, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So this week's biggest matchups.
Next week's next matchup we should find, because this week we had Alabama and Georgia off. Why? Because we got a hell of a matchup coming up this week, but we'll get to that one. But week 5 matchups will be Auburn versus Texas number 9 Texas A&M at Kyle Field at 2:30. We got number 21 USC versus number 23 Illinois at 11 a.m. And we got number 4 LSU against Ole Miss at 2:30 in Oxford. Gonna be a nice matchup. Want to see that one?
Who you like?
LSU. I still like LSU. I still like LSU. I just feel like Ole Miss overrated They'll eventually fall back to earth.
I don't know who to like because Ole Miss has an offense, but they have no defense. But LSU has a defense, but they don't have offense.
They have it. They have an offense. I just think once they figure it out, because they got weapons upon weapons. Okay. You just got to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? And I think that defense and how they play, giving them time to kind of figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So I think once they figure it out, they figure it out. Yeah. Then we got number 15 number 15 Tennessee going against a undefeated Mississippi State in Stark Vegas. So I smell a trap game. I smell a trap game. So because I think y'all play, I think you guys are their next opponent. So I think yeah. So I think that may be a trappy, but we'll see that one. Then we got number 17 Alabama against number 5 Georgia in Athens at 6:30. Okay. Now this is retarded because you also a great top 10 matchup, SEC conference playoff implications in that game. But what was retarded is that you have the whiteout at Beaver Stadium with number 6 Oregon versus number 3 Penn State at 6:30 as well on NBC.
That's all competition, D.
I'm watching both. I got my double setup, so I'm watching both.
The word is they gonna have a blackout in Athens. I don't know.
I hadn't heard anything about that one.
That they talking about having a blackout in Athens for us. You know what I'm saying? So if that does happen, that's like TV competition. You already got SEC. You know what I'm saying, in a Big Ten matchup.
Yeah, I think that's going to be, like, based on region. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll have everybody in the South, you know what I'm saying,
but you know
watching SEC.
Everybody pretty much got that package now, either with ESPN where you can watch whatever.
See, they on NBC, though. See, none of them notice, none of these games on ESPN. All these are NBC, ABC.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? So long as you got a antenna from Walmart for $14 and plug into your HD, you can watch these games.
Right.
You ain't got to have nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All they got to have is multiple TVs. You want to watch both because both of them come on at 6:30.
Gotcha.
I'm watching both. I can guarantee you that. I got to see both. You know what I mean? So
that's why I missed.
Who you got?
Who I got in what?
Both of them. You ain't go. I'm gonna ask you a question, and I want you to.
Penn State.
No. I want to ask you a question about the Alabama Georgia game.
Yeah.
Or anything about your team. Period. Any one of your teams. I don't care which one it is.
Okay.
If you went to a game and not going to a game, but going into a game or a matchup, if you knew what you were going to lose, would you admit to it? Like, man, you know what? I think Georgia beat us this week. Not saying that's what you think, but I'm saying, would you say that? Even if you thought you were going to lose, or would you say you're going to win regardless?
Yeah, I would.
I ain't gonna lie, I know I will, you know what I'm saying? So I always wanted to ask folks that. I know I will.
I think, and see, that's my point. I'm trying to get to the point in life, you know what I'm saying? Well, when it comes to me being a die-hard, I tell the truth and I don't get emotional. You know what I'm saying? Be able
because I'll tell you the real about mine. I don't have a problem with it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you the truth about this one. I felt very, very. I was scared about this game. I was scared about the Georgia game and I was scared about the Tennessee game because I knew that in my mind Tennessee had a high-powered offense and their defense was better because they had another year up under their belt. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like that. I like the quarterback too, though.
Georgia, I figured the defense was going to be stout, you know what I'm saying, and they were going to have a run game, what they're known for, you know what I'm saying, and the run game good enough to the point where it opens up the pass, and you feel me?
Right.
But right now, I feel comfortable that my offense can move the ball on both of them, and the thing that I'm scared of, D, to be real, is the consistency of my defense. That's all, because in my opinion, I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid. I don't know how much better we have gotten by just beating Wisconsin. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, it still has to be some SEC talent.
I still got Florida State in my dome, just running the ball, just running it all different type ways, play action, and just dumping it over my head. So, and I know Tennessee is a team that can do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, but
anybody
like I say,
can beat anybody, just like we saw Memphis upset Arkansas this weekend. You know what I'm saying?
Vanderbilt beating South Carolina and bringing them back down to reality check. Because I thought that South Carolina was going to turn the corner this year.
They got a couple of nice pieces. I just think they're not all around bred to be a great. It just don't have enough. I like Nick Harbor. I like Lenore Sellers, but I just think they don't have enough to be, you know, what you would call a top tier competitive.
Because their defense isn't as good as what I thought it was.
SEC team.
You know what I'm saying? I thought that was the whole thing.
Nah.
They were complete on both sides. Fine.
They all right. I ain't gonna say that. But then just to confirm something I said, y'all not that next opponent. Y'all don't play them until the 18th October.
Okay.
Your next opponent will be Vandy.
Yeah, coming.
So
that's only the good thing about that. They come to us.
Yeah.
Cause see, last year we beat Georgia in Tuscaloosa and had to go to Vandy, and they pimp slapped us.
Yeah, cause y'all do get Vandy at the house. You got to go to Georgia. You get Tennessee at the crib. You got to go to South Carolina, which now you don't even look at that much of a game. But are you cool with Oklahoma and Tuscaloosa? Or do you feel now, even with how they played against us, do you feel like, because I feel like they are one of those type of teams.
I can't go on the way that they played y'all because y'all have a fierce defense.
So, you know.
Your defense is legit. So I can't really go on that because, in my opinion, your defense is better than mine, but I feel that my offense is better than yours.
I think your back end physically is better than mine. I think your interior may be just a little. Remember this. No. You're playing. Remember, I want to just say this. You're playing without Keenan.
I understand.
I'm factoring him in.
I understand.
You see what I'm saying? Because I still think you. Do you think you're a little better
I think
interior
you got more
with
depth
him
too?
Yeah, that's what I do have. And I'm always win with depth. But do you think you're better with him playing though? Honestly,
yes.
That's like me saying.
Yes, I am better because I have a true freshman that's getting a lot.
Number 90. I don't know what his name is.
So when Tim King comes back, then of course that gives you more. And I think it's another D tackle that got banged up and didn't play in the last game. So you know we that was the whole thing. Good thing about having this off week, this past week. You know what I'm saying? Licking our wounds and being able to get back ready for this wild weekend at Georgia.
Makes sense, man. Makes sense.
Biggest upset for you in college football this past weekend?
Honestly, I could only say no. I'm gonna have to say two. One, because Memphis beat Arkansas. I just said that right there. That didn't make sense. But how Indiana beat the hell out of Illinois was just unheard of. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They beat them so you got 19 playing against 9. You beat them 63-10. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna actually.
My biggest disappointment this weekend, didn't Clemson lose?
Yeah,
I got to say Clemson due to the fact of they already were feeling the pressure from the fans because of not playing good and already losing the games.
So what you think about Dabo saying he's the reason why they won? You know what I mean? Because he was saying well, if you fire me, you're taking it. The championships come with me. The winning come with me. I'm like, bro, you like to reach back in the past, but like Janet Jackson said, what have you done for me lately?
And you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
But at the same time, he's right. It's one of them type situations, in my opinion, where, you're trying to justify the wrong that's going on right now.
Yeah, justify how bad you look.
Like you're trying to make people remember the good times that you shared. Mm-hmm. Because let's keep in mind, he is Clemson's best coach ever.
Yeah, no doubt.
Know what I'm saying? So his thing is, wait a minute now, give me a little time. Just because I didn't hit a little bump in the road don't mean that I'm not going to still make it to the end. Because they just were playing in the ACC championship game. Like, they still are a formidable foe
who?
In the ACC.
Now?
Not now, but I'm just saying.
They were at one point.
Yeah, I mean, didn't they just go to the ACC championship game last year?
Yeah, and they went to the playoff too.
So I'm just saying, like, they had a fall off.
But
okay,
they went
cool.
by default because if Ole Miss handled business, if Ole Miss, but you know, if it's a field we always drop. I know you know, I ain't gonna go on if. I'm just giving a scenario. I'm just just giving a little narrative. If Ole Miss handled business, we don't even say they went to the playoffs. But guess what? They did. So we'll wild with that. But this goes back to what Dabo's been doing or haven't been doing. He hasn't been going to the portal. So you haven't moved a lot to be able to put pieces in. Cause think about it, man. 80% of the players that you have starting, a lot of these players. I'm gonna pull back 80. Let's say like 60% of the players you see in college football didn't play where they played last year.
But D, my thing is this, and like I say, you know, it's like what Aunt used to tell me a long time ago, you know, you got to think about stuff the same way you cook. You know what I'm saying? When you cooking meat, you got to, like, cook that meat on every side, every angle. You know what I'm saying? Keep flipping. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way you got to observe stuff. And when I say that, I'm saying, think about Clemson. If Clemson was a professional team, there'll be a small market team. So we have to keep in mind that Clemson, I'm willing to bet, doesn't have the money that Auburn has, let alone like a Vanderbilt or South Carolina. You feel me? Like Clemson has,
you know, it's
money.
Profit sharing now though, so it's not. So it's based on what you have.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, but what I'm saying is this though. Maybe he had to actually wait a minute until the university was.
Oh no, he was out blatantly saying that he didn't need to.
Yeah.
You know, you remember he was having interviews saying that, oh no, I don't have to do that. We can get it through this. We can get, well, yeah, you can get guys that you can develop into 2 or 3 years.
But what I'm saying,
Portal get you guys to start tomorrow.
But what I'm saying though is this though, D. What if that was him saying that?
And that was the back end of it was because of that. Now,
see what I'm saying? Because see, this the thing now.
After winning national championships and beating Bama, bro, you don't think you got no money in the bank?
You got money, but you got new money. You got to keep it by. You got folk like Notre Dame, Michigan, Texas A&M, Alabama, USC, Notre Dame, Ohio State,
SMU.
Auburn, Texas A&M. We got old money.
So everybody in Texas got old money.
Everybody in the SEC got old money because of, you know, the tradition and these old folk with money.
Your collectives, like you may have in your alumni. That's why you see the boy Matthew Donahue or whatever his name is. That's always on Texas.
Matthew
McConaughey. I can't know why I say his name. So you have guys like that. Then we got Yellowwood.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? People like that who also donate to your collective and your university that gives you that.
That's my point.
You know what I'm saying?
We're not even talking about how much money we make around here. Like, if you think about it, now, I don't know, Auburn might not make as much because they don't charge for parking like Alabama do. You feel me? I'm not saying this in no.
No.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
No. It's the way they.
I'm saying though.
They do charge way more. You're right. I'm agreeing with you.
I'm saying that because I've been told by several people that, you know,
you can find somewhere to park down there easy. You ain't got to pay nowhere to park.
Right, down there.
Or if you pay down, you pay $20 or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you pull up on campus, they said you can park the curb and
you can park the curb anywhere.
But in Tuscaloosa,
you can't do that.
You can't do that.
They have it blocked off. They have all this. So I'm agreeing with you with that.
That's all I mean.
No, I know what you mean. You right.
What I'm saying is, if Alabama just say for instance make $1 million on game day. You know what I'm saying? Y'all making $750,000. You feel me? Y'all right there at it. I'm just saying, but you go to Clemson. Clemson might be making what?
Clemson still. I'm gonna lie. Clemson still put up numbers.
They might put up $250,000.
They putting up numbers. But I'm not gonna put them down.
I'm not saying that they ain't putting up the money, but they ain't putting up the money like They ain't putting up the only reason Georgia putting up some money now.
Georgia been there since they've been winning these last couple of years. But I'm gonna give them a little bit because, of course, when they had Sunshine, they was winning. When they had Deshaun Watson, they were winning. So during those times,
that's why I said they got new money.
So y'all definitely give them that.
They just started doing this.
But between them and also looking at Florida winless over here, after they just got stomped by in Miami, you don't. That's why I say now we're looking bad. You know what I mean? Because now the teams that used to be good are terrible. And the teams that used to be terrible are not good.
But see, this is the thing, though. Florida, don't surprise me because Florida has always been hit and miss.
They ain't been this bad, though.
But, they've only had 2 good coaches.
Yeah, they've been gone for a long time.
Steve Spurrier and Urban Meyer. Other
gone.
than that, it's just a straight fall off. So, like, when they do win, it's because of their talent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because
they gonna win by
because you can
half their game.
Because you can recruit. If you can recruit in Florida, you can be pretty good. You can be pretty good.
That's why you got South Florida, Central Florida.
They balling out their hands right now
because Florida is trash, and the talent got to go somewhere. Especially the way these Florida boys like to stay in Florida.
Yeah, and a big thing now, man, and I'm telling everybody that's making a difference and even it out is the NIL gives you an ability to feel good still staying home and not going to the South Florida and not going to Miami. You feel good about that because guess what? If they got a collective, you can get the same amount of money going to the South Florida and still, you know what I mean, and then going to Miami. So, I think it's still a, good deal on their part. The NIL, I think, definitely, kills us off and rips to that part.
Yeah.
So... But quick question before we jump over to the more interesting side for me. Heisman favorite.
Oh,
and don't tell me no, I can't give you now. Heisman favorite. I'm talking about one guy that you not saying that you think he's going to win it. But right now, you think that based on what he's doing, he's set on the right trajectory to keep going and do what he's doing. One guy. Yeah, that's a bugger. I ain't gonna lie.
First guy to come to my mind. Vanderbilt quarterback.
And I ain't gonna lie, that's exactly what I was going to say.
And the reason why I was gonna say that is because how well they're playing right now. Ain't Vanderbilt undefeated right now?
Yeah.
They're 3-0.
They coming down there that week. Y'all,
Who
y'all
do they have this week?
Let's see.
Because it'd be nice if they came in.
I don't think they got nobody like that this week.
Good. That's why I say it'd be nice for them to come in undefeated. You know what I'm saying? And we beat them.
Oh, they got Utah State.
It's still,
They beat Georgia State 70-21, so they got to be doing a little something. So hopefully they keep the winning trend because I definitely want to see that matchup.
They still got the running back from last year there too.
Yeah, and the quarterback and the receiver too. They had a lot of folks that came back. You know what I mean? And they actually decided to stay. NIL collective able to take care of, make sure they got doggone stay. That's what the biggest thing. That's the biggest deal. Is getting your guys to stay year to year. Yeah. So as we switch over to the meat of the deal, I know you guys saw this, but the Eagles, when they come in the comeback fashion,
we're gonna start off the top like that.
We're gonna start it like that. There wasn't much of it, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. This week was what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I only touched about 4 games. We wasn't much across the board. Man, give me a match outside of you guys. Let's just stop right now and let's take.
Personally now,
just think about it.
I got a lot of stuff I need to talk about.
So that's why I went on the jump now.
Wise, I understand what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. So think about it. If you can give me out of the whole matchups of that week, it only certain games that really made you say, I like that. You know what I'm saying?
It was some games that were good games though. That were sorry games, but they were good. The Pittsburgh game. All because I'm just saying though, because you had 2 teams on the same level duking it out. You had a 14-21 point game, dog.
You can say the Cleveland game was good.
It was.
You know what I mean?
It was.
And that's based on the score and what the hell going on. So, but it's all on the value you get out of it. You know what I'm saying? Because that was a low scoring game.
Well, that go back to what I've been saying,
you know what I'm saying?
About Green Bay.
So
since you brought it up now.
But we'll get to that.
Let's get to media.
Let's get to media because we know we gotta
go back.
Yeah, but we won't get this in.
The Eagles.
We're gonna go to the Eagles. The Eagles win a comeback fashion against the Rams, go down 26-7 early in the game, but they did beat the Rams 33-26 with a last-minute blocked field goal in the final seconds. Jordan Davis also returned the blocked field goal for a touchdown. Hurts was 21 of 32 passing for 226 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Only in the second half.
The Rams, you're right, because they were abysmal in the first half.
-1 yards offense.
It was -27. No, -27 rushing yards. Something like that. Something stupid.
Rushing,
yeah, something stupid.
Yeah.
But
passing was -1.
Right. The Rams, Matthew Stafford was 19 of 33 for passing for 196 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Being that the Rams went up so far in the beginning of the game, did the Rams lose it or did the Eagles win it? Now I'm gonna say mine real quick because I want you to get the bulk of this one.
Yeah, I want to hear what you got to say.
Now, my just quick analysis of it, I will give big props to the Eagles defense because I think what really inspired them to win that game was keeping the Rams out of the touchdown early. Because if the defense did not stop them first 3 drives and make them kick those 3 field goals, I think this game gets out of hand. And I don't think they would have been enough time because there've been more points up. You know what I mean? So I will give them big props on having a terrible first half, turning it around, getting the second half, getting everything going, stayed away, and he actually blocked 2 field goals, but the last 2 field goals were blocked. So that's, I think, was the biggest thing of it was them being able to play that, and I will definitely give Jalen Hurts his props in the second half because they couldn't run the ball, and that's when they had to start throwing the ball, and that's where the 3 TDs come from. Not a lot of yardage because they were getting a lot of short field because the defense was playing so well, but I definitely get big props to them on that though.
No, dude. We were going long.
No, those last 2 drops, but remember the other one because you had the interception. Then you have an interception. Remember the interception?
Most of the game, we were going the whole field because Green Bay was doing. Not Green Bay. I'm sorry, they just on my mind. But shit, who that was we were playing? Brain fart. But they were kicking the ball. The Rams were kicking the ball.
They were kicking the ball.
We were having problems getting the ball, so we averaged getting the ball on our 15-yard line.
That was in the first half. See, that's when they were scoring. See, when they wasn't scoring, you guys were getting out punts, and you were getting them out. So that's what kind of shortened the field up in the second half.
Yeah, we were in better field position, but I think we were still getting around about the 35, 40.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I guess for me, maybe it's my fault. Maybe I'm saying because how the squib kick made such a difference in the first, and that was such bad field position because y'all starting 10, 15 yard line. You know what I mean?
That game there, a lot of questions was answered. That's all. You know what I'm saying? My defense has played better since the Dallas game, in my opinion. Gradually each week. Yes, you are correct. I agree with you 100% that the defense key was bending but not breaking, keeping them out the end zone. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, the training wheels were taking off. The number one thing that A.J. Brown had been crying about, the number one thing that we were pretty much trying to say was the OC pretty much had training wheels on and they just wanted to run the ball, play action, and just keep on running the ball until somebody actually stops it. But we were struggling offensively throughout the year because everybody's sending an extra two, 3 people. So, and they swapping it up. If you pay attention, ever since the Dallas game, they're either sending a linebacker in the corner or they're sending 2 linebackers. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Sometimes they're sending all 3. And that's where the Rams was fucking us up this weekend because if you pay attention, They knocked the shit out of Jalen.
They got 2
times.
They got 2, and one of them was dead square.
That last one when he fumbled,
square.
that one there, the average quarterback would have fumbled that ball and not finished the game.
Both of them. I was surprised he held the first one because both of the reason why I said that because he came from the back on the first one. You feel what I'm saying? So I give him props for holding the bar for the first one. But what I did notice is that in the first half, if you watched it, you go back and watch it, they kept the linebackers and safety played closer to the ball. So that's why they was giving up to take everything up for Saquon. It's like, we just take everything.
Everything. And why people are trying to take Saquon away, they're actually applying pressure to Jalen as well. So it's like, yeah, we coming to stop him, but while we back here, we're going to make sure you can't throw the ball as well or get it to somebody before they get open. You know what I'm saying? But, like I said, the thing that helped us out, Dallas Goedert came back this week. So when they did that, he was able to hit him across the middle a couple of times or get out and run or, hit AJ on the slant. But, we got in the groove, and the thing that I've been preaching this whole time is he's capable of doing it. It's just the fact of the matter is more or less about, like they were saying this morning on ESPN, the Eagles pretty much have the same mentality of what the Patriots had when they first had Tom Brady in the first three-peat. We just going to do whatever we need to do to win
the game.
So this week here, they shut us down for a whole half. I'm mad that it took us a whole half to actually switch up and get so far down the hole.
But I think what you did was, and you did it, very successfully. What you did was through to open the run because you saw it did open up things for Saquon in the second half, and it got them the back because the linebackers was maybe 1 to 5 yards off, maybe 1 to 3 yards off the ball. Yeah. But if you go back and look in the second half after y'all ran that first touchdown,
because he was throwing the ball over their head, so
they had to back off. So that's when they backed off. Then Saquon started getting in.
But that's something I knew that we were gonna have to do due to the fact that wasn't nobody gonna let Saquon get. Hell, Saquon is gonna barely get 1,000 yards this year.
I'm not gonna say that because I feel like
he's gonna get heated later on.
He's gonna have some big games. You know what I'm saying? He gonna still have.
As of right now, I don't see him. He might start getting 100 yards here and there. You know what I'm saying? But
I don't see it being that bad. I'm gonna be honest with you.
It might heat up, but like I said, it's all because of what you said. We're gonna have to pass now to open up the run instead of last year
trying to run
the ball to open up the pass. So,
exactly.
Either way it go, I'm just happy. We got the victory.
No doubt.
We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this weekend, and I'm hoping we're able to go down to Tampa and pull out the W. Tampa has owned us the last 2 times that we have played them. But at the same time, right after we played the Saints. But be that as it may, they have a couple of injuries on the offensive line. Mike Evans is out, and they are professing that he
a lot of injuries this week too, bro.
Yeah, they got a lot of injuries.
No, across the board in the NFL, ain't gonna lie, they go because you got Nick Bosa just went out for the season.
For the season?
For the season.
Is that the one that's in
San Francisco?
Okay.
So he out for the season. You got Najee Harris, he out for the season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you got a couple of them. Then you got CeeDee Lamb, I think he's going to have about 2 or 3 weeks. Who the boy Booker in Dallas, I think he out 4 weeks. So it's a couple. You lost a couple people this week.
Give me your top 2 teams in that. Well, no, top 3 teams in order.
In the AFC?
And NFC.
In the NFC, Eagles, Rams, Lions, AFC.
Ooh, D. Yeah. I got to stop you. You ain't gonna put Tampa Bay in that mix at all?
I put them at 4. I would have put them at 4.
They undefeated and still banged up. I'm scared of them bitches.
That's why I put them with Mike Evans. That's why I put them. That's why I took them out of 3. If Mike Evans wouldn't have been out, I'd automatically said that.
Yeah, but they said Godwin about to come back, and they still got
he gonna go back out.
The other guy. Don't do him like that.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Brad. He gonna go back out. I'm going by history. I'm not doubting the
feel
guy. I pray for the guy's health, man. I'm not, definitely pray for your guy, but I hope you don't. I'm just going. You got a little bit Christian McCaffrey in you, bro. You got a little old AD in you. You know what I mean? So I can't put a lot of you. Prove me wrong, my brother. Prove me wrong. Yeah. So okay, so that'll be my 3. AFC. Ravens, Bills, Colts.
No.
Yes, sir.
Oh. AFC for me? Number 1, Chargers. Number 2, Colts. Number 3, Bills.
I'm going to still put...
The Bills beat Baltimore. Baltimore has a loss. The Chargers is playing like the best team in the AFC. And right now, the only team that looks like they have a shot at the way that they are playing is you.
I don't trust Justin Sherbert. That's my only problem with him. Harbaugh, I can...
But you got to. But going on what you said now. Going on what you said.
So yeah.
Going on what you said, dude. You got to give me props though.
He's
playing good ball right now.
He'll play good in the beginning and he'll tail off at the end. So that he's like a little bit of Phillip Rivers in me. Kind of like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm not hating on what you're saying due to the fact that I feel what you're saying because I feel the same way about this specific quarterback that is the reason why I'm going back to the Super Bowl because he's going to nut up like I told you he was. And he gonna nut up like he just did this past weekend because he is the reason why they lost this weekend.
Who?
Green Bay.
I'm not gonna put it on them because the defense.
Ooh, D.
I didn't watch the game.
D, can I ask you a question? Before we get into this, what is Cleveland's weakest link on defense? If you would say that they had one.
They got a good D. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Always
that's
across the board they do. But if they did have a weakness, you know that the first thing that you will have to say is the secondary because the front seven is awesome.
Right. You're going to have to throw the ball on them. That's why Derrick Henry running in Baltimore, they had to throw it.
And at the end of the day, they got a lot of receivers. And let's just be real. They have an all-purpose running back that can catch the ball out the backfield just as well as Christian McCaffrey or Saquon. You know what I'm saying? Like, Josh Jacobs is pretty good. He fits that offense.
But they don't, but you got to think, but they best with his name. Watson,
the interceptions.
He out. So one of them out.
The interceptions and the inconsistency of the pass game is the reason why they lost.
I just don't. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't like their receivers because I'm always kind of be, and that's the same thing I feel about with Houston. That's why I feel like Houston.
I don't trust.
Not getting, and that's why Jacksonville got the best of them this week. You know what I mean? So,
I don't trust Joe.
And think about this. That's why I feel like my team is doing so well because of the weapons. You know what I mean?
Your team is doing well because you have a quarterback that's not making mistakes.
Yes, because what happened is that
he fits the offense to the T. That's all y'all needed. Richardson was making all these bonehead
he can't throw the ball. He can't. I don't want to say who it is, but he can't throw the ball. So, as we're talking about the Colts continue their winning ways this weekend with a 41-20 win on the road against the Tennessee Titans. Daniel Indiana Jones was 18-25 for 228 yards. They
calling him on TV Danny Diamond.
He's Indiana Jones.
Danny Diamond.
But he was for 228 yards and a touchdown. He also rushed 4 times for 27 yards. Running back Jonathan Taylor also had a game with 17 carries for 102 yards with 3 touchdowns. Titans rookie Cam Ward was 23-38 for 219 yards and 1 touchdown and 1 pick as the Titans fell to 0-3 this season. The Colts is now a top contender. You damn right, brother. Long as he keeps managing the offense, protecting the ball, staying ahead of the chains.
You got a shot.
Hey, I'm gonna throw the dice out to see what number fall.
You got a shot, dude.
You know what I mean? Because he's showing that he can throw the ball, can throw catchable passes, and we got weapons across the board. Defense is playing out of their mind right now, and because I thought the season was over. But I knew Daniel Jones. When they signed Daniel Jones, I kind of had a little itch behind.
You don't think you can beat Baltimore?
Hell yeah.
All right, then.
I believe right now. No, I said
why
before
you
the
had
season.
yourself number 3 though?
No, because the reason why I always do that to me because I'm never gonna self-promote. You have to prove it to me. We hadn't played enough body. Now we beat the Broncos.
They don't have to prove it to you when at the end of the day you know what they got now.
Yeah, I know what we could do. See, I knew what we could do. That's why I was just like, man, we just need a QB. That's why when I was like, man, why can't I draft Shador, get somebody?
But
that
see, this situation is just like Sam Darnold. Like all you got to do, or you got to just find the right place. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The right system. And once you do, take advantage of it. Look at Jared Goff. Jared Goff looks like an all-world quarterback because he's in the right system.
Yeah, but he able to adapt. I will say that because he, adapted to a new system with Ben Johnson leaving. So, that was definitely a good thing. You know what I'm saying?
How the Bears, since you brought them up, how did the Bears look to you?
Now they look pretty good against the Cowgirls, you know what I'm saying? And the boy Caleb Johnson, whatever his name is, went stupid in fantasy. He had a 50 ball in mind. So it looked pretty good, but we're looking at the Cowgirls, you don't have much pass rush. You lost your best 2 pass rushers since last year with Lawrence and Parsons gone. Your 2 best corners are down. So, you don't expect you. Then your best receiver is out. He was out from early in the game. You kind of running back by committee. Now you're trying to add George Pickens in. He dropping pivotal passes. So, I was glad they were able to get their first win. Ben Johnson got his first win against the Cowboys, so big up to Ben Johnson in that one. So yeah.
So the Cowboys pretty much have won their one and only game of the season.
I don't know. I think I think they play the Dolphins. So if they play the Dolphins or the Bengals, I think they still good. If they play the Dolphins, then they play the Bengals, or they play the Titans, I think they good.
Or the Jets. Well, no, the Jets.
The Jets got a quarterback will come back, so just still can do something. So if I think they play any of those teams right there, I think they'll be good. You know what I'm saying?
But still, though, we talking about the Cowboys. That's just 4 wins, 5 wins at the most. You know what I'm saying? Like that's piss poor in the 17 game season.
Yeah, I agree. But
they gonna lose this weekend. I think
this is all by design. Because what I said is this:
they tanking to get a quarterback. I
think they're gonna trade. I think they're gonna trade Dak for a bunch of. They're gonna trade Dak for some picks. And they're gonna let him ball out.
Worth getting coming out though.
They think it's his though. But I think that quarterback market is thicker than thieves. You know what I mean? So looked at what you were looking at. I think Klubnik comes out.
Trash.
Drew Aller comes out.
Trash.
Nussmeier comes out.
Inconsistent. Might as well keep that. What you just named.
Archie could have, but we know he's not coming.
He need to sit another.
He don't need to come. Nope. There's a couple more out there that just not coming to the top of my head right now. So I think that they're thinking that this. I don't know. I don't think Sellers comes out this year. So I think that they're thinking that the market is thicker than it's supposed to be. But guess what? The market don't have to be thick if you at 1 or 2. You know what I'm saying? So it could just be 3 of them. Because think about it, the year that C.J. Stroud and other boy came out, and guess why we ended up with Richardson? Because why? He was 3.
Oh, he's stanking it up.
And you see what I'm saying? So a lot of times the quarterback market just falls off at 2, and then you just picking a guy. Because we thought we had some at 3. You know what I'm saying? Well, they got the 3rd quarterback, but then I knew I wanted Stroud. You go back and look at anything I said, and then I said Stroud was going to be better. They picked him basically because he could throw the ball and hit a goddamn jumbotron. You know what I mean? Which makes no difference.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised that the backup quarterback for Dallas hadn't gotten up.
Milton.
Yeah,
he played. They played him. What I'm
saying is, like, I can see him being a great quarterback for the Saints. Somebody that need a quarterback, right?
Saints gonna draft some. I think Saints want to get back to him
though with the arm talent that this guy.
I think he'll finally land on somebody and stay there, kind of like how
cannon for an arm.
Like my boy, they used to play for us. Was the backup for everybody. What's his name? Brissett. Jacoby Brissett. You know what I'm saying?
A strong arm.
Hell yeah.
This guy's arm more or less like a Joe Flacco.
Hell yeah. Joe Flacco. No, Joe Slacko.
Who you like tonight before we wrap it up?
Baltimore. because they're home. That's it. That's the only reason. But let's speak on the matchups next week. Next week, I'll say next week, best matchups are, we got those Rams. My coach, we got those Rams.
Y'all playing the Rams?
Yeah, we got the Rams 305 next week on Fox, so we got them.
Where you playing at?
At the Rams.
Okay. They're vulnerable right now.
No, I still think they're real good because, like I said, I think that's just me. I want to say they have the best 1-2 receiver combo. It's outside of it, so they got some, you got to do something outside of maybe. I can't even think about nobody I can really put up there next to them. Because that's 2 ones. Those are 2 ones direct. There's no other body else that I said got 2 ones.
Yeah, but
you have a good 1 and a good 2. But I don't know nobody who I can say no, both of them is 1s because both of those are 1s.
I don't know if Adams is a 1 anymore because Adams on the head. He ain't had but so many catches.
Bro, because
he did get a touchdown, but
that
I don't think he
touchdown he could have caught.
I don't think he
I
had
still
no
want
more
to say that was pass interference.
I don't think he had no more than about 3-4 catches though. You know what I'm saying? The whole game. Like he showed up. He showed up in the first half.
Because they run the ball. You got to think about it. That's a Sean McVay offense. It's a dink and dunk. Notice that Puka going to take the low half. He going to take the deep half. Then everybody else get the thirds. And then they'll still dump it off to the running back. That's a Sean McVay offense. This a dink and dunk and then maybe go over the top. So, you know what I'm saying? So, you'll see. Then you got, like he said, them Eagles against those Bucks at 12 noon on Fox. Then we got another matchup, AFC. We got the Ravens versus the Chiefs at 3:25.
Okay.
CBS. And we have I think that's the night matchup as well. Packers versus Cowboys. Michael Parsons returned to Dallas in prime time at 7:20 on NBC. So those will be our matchups coming up next week. I got Colts against the Rams. That's a toss-up between the Bucks. Only reason I'm going to say a toss-up between them because I don't know if Mike Evans play. If Mike Evans don't play, I'll go definitely with the Eagles on that one. And Ravens Chiefs.
Well, he ain't playing because if I ain't mistaken, they said he's going to be out at least. They know definitely 1 game, but they're speculating 2. Okay. But once again, just in all fairness, they were saying Godwin might be back.
Okay, we'll see.
But if Godwin ain't back, and Mike Evans is out, we should. We should win, period, though, with them having offensive line problems. You know what I'm saying?
I just think if anybody else can do, just kind of slow up Saquon, it'll make the game interesting. Because they can't do that.
They're going to do it anyway. You know what I'm saying?
They're going to have to. That's the only way to make it interesting. Because Bowles is going to be bad.
Yeah, Bowles, he's going to key in to stop the run, but I don't think they have anybody in our passing attack. You know what I'm saying? Like, they secondary is their weakness. You feel me?
I will. They still got Kyle Hamilton back there, so they still got some guys. You know, they decent. You know what I'm saying? They're not what they used to be because Humphrey's still there. So he's still there.
We were talking about Tampa, G.
Oh, you talking about Tampa?
Yeah.
No, okay. I'm tripping. Oh, no, Tampa. No, they don't. I agree with you on that.
That's what I was talking about.
Dean is okay, but I agree with you on that. They're going to have to play team defense. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Yeah, definitely team defense.
Biggest surprise of the weekend for the NFL?
Cleveland beating Green Bay, period. You know what I mean? I know Burrow out in Bengals and they got their ass beat 4-18 by the Vikings. But Cleveland.
But I wasn't surprised by that. But
I wasn't surprised by that at all.
What I was surprised about was not the fact of them winning, but the fact of the matter how bad they actually won. Carolina beating Atlanta.
No points.
30-0.
No points.
Ass whooping.
No points.
Professional.
They fired Ike Hilliard was the wide receiver coach. They fired him and promoted some other guy. I don't know if that makes a difference. I'm firing the whole offense coordinator, everybody. It ain't just the receivers. Everybody didn't do nothing. Because I'm not blaming one sick core if didn't nobody score. I'm blaming everybody.
Well, yeah, they blaming everybody, but you blame everybody. But the fact of the matter is, the thing about it is, I guess what they're saying is the wide receivers aren't getting any better, and like that's the biggest problem. Like,
they got Drake London. They got some pieces.
Yeah, and I know that the offensive line is decent. You know what I'm saying? It's not the best, but it's a decent offensive line.
They got one of the best backs in the league.
I say the second best.
I said one of the. I didn't say he was the. Just
I said second best.
Yeah,
I'm just saying
he in there.
second best back to me.
I ain't gonna lie to you now.
Going on what he doing.
Going on way. Put it like this. Going on right now. Who the best back in the league right now?
Yeah.
Wait, bullshit. His name is doggone Jonathan Taylor.
No, he third.
He lead the league in rushing. Boy got more rushing yards than 8 teams in the NFL. Right now.
He do?
Right
okay.
now.
Well, ain't nothing to argue about on that. That sound about right, though, because they played, they done played,
He got 338 rushing yards. As of right now, he has more rushing yards than the Cleveland Browns, Detroit, Green Bay, Houston Texans, Kansas City. No, you're not on there. Sandy, the Chargers, the Patriots, the Giants.
got more than the Chargers?
The Chargers,
as
the
much
Patriots.
as they run the ball?
The Giants,
Damn.
the Saints, the Raiders, the Steelers, the San Francisco 49ers, the Seahawks, the Titans, the Dolphins, the Arizona, Baltimore, Carolina, and the Bengals. So, yeah, as of right now, as we play today, based on statistics, I'm going to have to give my guy a little nod. Little nod. Let's scooch. Just scooch.
No, not a little. You got to give him D-nod.
Scooch. Just scooch right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's
MVP ranking. Give me an MVP. As we ready to release out of here, who MVP right now?
MVP in the NFL?
Yeah, if you had to pick an MVP. I'm not gonna lie. If I had to pick an MVP, I'm probably glazing, and I'm stupid. Okay, cool. Daniel Jones. I'm just gonna be honest. The only reason I'm saying that because everybody else has been on the team. He's the only addition. He's been playing out of his mind, and everybody. I think this is I think this is what people saw in Daniel Jones when they originally saw him, but they was expecting him to be what he is, a game manager, just being able to throw catchable balls to weapons. Well, that's it. You know what I'm saying?
For me, I got to go with Baker Mayfield, all because of he's playing with a banged up team. The team hasn't been 100% since.
We get to Josh Allen?
Since the start.
I thought about Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
Only because of how they played against Baltimore. You know what I'm saying?
I can't give it to Josh Allen because he just won it and he has a whole complete team. Like Tampa Bay is 3-0 because of Baker Mayfield. You know what I'm saying? Like that just be real.
Yeah, but
he's
and I like
playing on that elite level.
I like
as
Ibuka
Josh
though.
Allen.
Ibuka been balling out too.
You know what I'm saying? And Mike Evans has become that possession receiver, and Ibuka is that deep threat.
Yeah, because Mike Evans, bro, you've been sucking on my fantasy team, bro. Like real talk, bro. Like you killing me,
I don't think he's been 100%. He's old now, and he's trying to still play, but
yeah, he's trying to get that. He's trying to break that record. Cause you know this,
and he's hoping that he can get a ring because this is a good team that he's on.
He got a ring.
Oh, he do.
Tom Brady.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He got a ring. No, he literally playing for that record because you know Jerry Rice consecutive 1,000 yards. I think because he tied it last season. Mm-hmm. He's trying to break it. So I think this will be his last season. I think he's playing some playing.
Break it the way they pass the ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He will.
So yeah, man. And then he only trying to get 1,000. They play 17 games, so 16, 17 games. So as long as he gets at least 80 yards, average about 80, we could. Yeah. But so well tell, my people, we have come to the end of another episode. And like we always say, like, share, subscribe, and cut your notifications on so you know about
Them boys, they cutting up.